Base reference planes. While you can sketch anywhere, as we've been doing, it's best to lock to a sketch plane in the orientation that makes the most sense. Base reference planes are found in Pathfinder. When you start a new sketch, hover over the reference plane until you see the lock, and then select it. Once the sketch plane highlights in orange, F3 will also lock to the plane. And you should see the lock in this corner. Let's create the following concept and practice drawing on different reference planes. We'll come over to the File tab, New, and start with a new metric part. A rectangle by center. And I'd like to work on this reference plane right here. And if you'd like to know which one that is exactly, you can look down along the base line there and it says right YZ reference plane 2. And also note, I haven't selected the lock yet, and so the lock is not on over here. It's not locked to any plane. When I come back and select the lock, now you'll see I'm locked to that plane. And I'd like to start sketching here, but I don't want to use this orientation. I'd like to look at this square on. So I'll come down right here to something called Sketch View, and that lets me look at it square on. And I could zoom in a little, just roll the middle mouse button, and I'd like to start right at the center of the axis. I'll just draw a rectangle, any shape here, it doesn't matter what size. And now I'm going to rotate that view around a little. So I'd like to extrude this region, but I'm still in the rectangle command. So I'm going to come back to select to clear everything. Now when I select in that region, I've got the arrows to extrude. And I could go in or out, and I'll just push this back any distance there, just general idea. And now I'm going to come up to the circle by center. Click on the circle, and I'd like to put a circle right at the center of this face. Now you see that once I create a shape, all these planar faces are reference planes now. They can be used as reference planes. So I'll click on the lock again. Now I'm locked to that face, and I'd like to get the center. And if I hover across the line, it highlights the center. But what about this one over here? Well, just pass across it. Now I can see the center. I can drag out and it locates the exact center. So now when I draw the circle, come up and hit select clear. Now I can just push that out a certain distance. Now I'd like to come back to rectangle by center and work on this top face right here. So I'll lock to that face. And again, I could just come down here to sketch view. Look at that square on. How do I find the center? Just sweep across the line, sweep across the line. I'm not clicking on this dot, I'm just using it as a reference to roll down to the center. Now I can find the center. Now I'll spin this around a little again. Get the right orientation. Clear by hitting the select button. Select in the region. And I'll just pull that up a certain distance. Back to the line command, and I'd like to work on this face. I'll lock to the face, come down to my sketch view, look at that square on. I'm just going to draw a couple of lines anywhere here. Now see, when I'm vertical, it tells me it locks to vertical. Come back and then lock to that endpoint. And you can see the little indicator telling me I'm locked, so I know that's closed. Come back to the select command. I'm going to spin this around, identify this region inside the triangle, and I'll just push that out a little. What I've done here is created 3 features over in the feature tree right here, 1, 2, and 3, on the block. I could also rename these features. Rename, and I'll call that circle. And to get a better understanding of what we just created, we could come down here and look at the front view. top view. Look at the side view. Back to isometric.